Hello, my name is Anne Marie Bayer. Today I'm going to tell you guys how to make my favorite soup. The soup itself is called cream potato soup. Now the recipe is from Germany. They tend to cook with potatoes. They mix cream and mushrooms, and it's just kind of their style. So I like to make it. And I'm going to tell you how I make it. If you're making one serving, then you use one potato. And if you're making 2 servings, you use 3 potatoes, but you can figure that out yourself. So take your potatoes, however many you need, peel them. Then you're going to cut the potatoes. You can cut them in just the small cubes, and that would be perfect. And then set them aside. If you're going to set them aside to use later, then make sure you keep them in water to keep them warm. Because what will happen is if they're not in water, they will kind of get brown. So you just need a little bit of water, maybe like an inch. If you have 1 potato, use 1 cup. If you have 2, use 2 cups, and so forth. And then once you're ready to use the potatoes, you can drain them. And you can use your pressure cooker. Sometimes it really depends on what kind of stove you have. People have a variety of stoves. Because sometimes you can have just a little bit of flame, or sometimes you'll have more of a high flame. So it really depends. You don't want to take it off, you really want to leave it. Because then all the water will evaporate and then you'll have no water left. So just leave it for a few minutes, go do something else, and then take the top off, and then everything should be ready. Now what will happen is the starch from the potato will coat the inside of the pan. You can just wipe that out, but keep the potatoes in the pan. So grab a cup of potatoes and put them in the ranch when the water included, or put them in the grinder. And use another saucepan to try and don't use another saucepan to try and save yourself from cleaning. You can just use the same saucepan that you used to cook the potatoes in. So once you're all done creaming the potatoes, you can go ahead and put them back in to make the soup. And you might need to add more water. If it's too thick and you want it more soupy, then you can add more water, but it depends on what you want. So once that's all ready, you can go on to the next step. What you're going to want to do now is saute your onions. You're going to want 1 onion for 1 person, 2 onions for 2 people. So cut them up real small. And the onions will saute the onions until they become brown, because that adds flavor to them. And then once they're brown, go ahead and add them to the soup. And then you can add your seasonings. I usually add salt and pepper, white cayenne, just a little bit of curry, just for a little taste. And sometimes I add cumin, just a little bit. Those are really the only spices that I add. So Then you can add the last ingredient, which is a replacement for the cream. And then you can just cook it slow for about 10-15 minutes so everything can blend together in a nice way. And then once it's all done, then you can enjoy. The last thing I do is mash up some celery and sprinkle it in there. And it's good with French bread or soup with salad. I just make, medium-sized salad for a week, and then when I come home from work, it's all ready for me, so it's really nice. The soup is really nice in the fall when it's cold, or even in the springtime.